everybody, I just created a folder called 1.2.5 Sketches, Extrusions, and Revolutions. And now we're going to create the document. I'm going to call the document. And since this is question 1, I'm going to call it 1. And I'm going to call it revolve, pool, fillet, and chamfer. Okay, and because that's what we're going to be working on. So I'm going to start off with the front view because that's always what I like to start off with. And it tells us to create a sketch that's 20 by 30. And so I'm going to go to the sketch. I'm going to go to the rectangle, corner rectangle. I'm going to create a sketch that's 30 on the Y. Now, one thing I see, these dimensions are in inches and I want to change them to millimeters. So right next to Onshape, there are 3 lines. I'm going to select it. I'm going to go to Workspace Unit. I'm going to change inch to millimeter, and I'm going to go check. So now everything should be showing up in millimeter. So we want so I'm now going to go back into my sketch. So I go to the sketch, and I want to go to dimensions to make sure it's 20 by 30, and I want 30 along the Y. And the reason why I want it along the Y, you could see in the multi-view that that is where it is. And I want 20 along the length, and my first sketch is done. The next activity or instruction that we're going to do is we're going to revolve this. So in order to revolve the shape, just like extruding, you want to select everything. And right next to extrude on the right-hand side is revolve. So we're now going to select revolve. And it already says the face of sketch 1 is what we're going to revolving. And now we want to select, it just turned blue, the revolve axis or axes, and I want to select it over here. And so I did a full revolution, and I'm going to show you what it looks like, and that is how I created my round shape. So there we are. There's my round shape. I'm done. The next step to create that part is we're going to select the top. I'm going to go to the top here, and now I'm going to go sketch, and we're going to create a 10 millimeter square centered on the top of the cylinder. So I'm going to go to my square, and I'm going to go center point rectangle, and I'm going to hit the center point, and I will get kind of a rectangle. So I have to dimension it to get 10 millimeters on all the sides. So I go to the dimension button. I'm going to go 10. I'm going to go 10 over here. Okay, and then I have a perfectly centered square. I'm going to finish the sketch. So that is sketch 2. And I'm going to extrude the square 15 millimeters to create the feature. It's called an additive feature. So here's this. I just selected the square. Now I'm going to go to extrude, and I'm going to extrude for 15 millimeters. And you don't even have to write millimeters. It will know. Yeah, there I go. And let's take a look at how it looks. Let's look at it isometrically, and that looks great. Okay. Now we want to add a 5 millimeter fillet to the edges. between the rectangular prism and the cylinder. So I'm going to make mine a little bigger. And the fillet feature, this is the fillet feature. So it's kind of, we're rounding it off. So I'm going to select the fillet feature and I'm selecting the line, that line between the crease, and I'm going to add a 5mm fillet, and it's already there. I'm going to go accept. So now I'm going to do it on all the edges. I'm going to go fillet there. And now to get the other back two edges, I have to turn it. Okay, and turning it some more. And there it is. So now I'm going to go back to isometric so we could see what it looks like. And and am I missing any? So I have fillet 1, fillet 2. Yeah, and we are done with that feature. Now we're going to add a 5mm 30-degree chamfer to the bottom of the cylinder. So this is the bottom. There we go. So I'm selecting the bottom of the cylinder, and this is the chamfer feature. I'm selecting it. It's 5mm, and distance and angle is what we're interested in. And we want a 30-degree angle. And let's check to see if that looks right. So for this one, it does look good, but I just want to double check what the dimension is. So I'm going to go back into the chamfer. And from here to here, does that look like 5mm? We'll find out. Okay. So that is looking good. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to bring that part to a multi-view drawing. So I'm going to go plus.